Hey, I'm Devesh, and if you own a truck or you're thinking about buying one, this channel is going to save you thousands of dollars. Every week, we break down the things dealers, automakers, and the government don't want you to know. Hidden scams, engineered failures, and the real truth behind the trucks Americans depend on. No fluff. No sponsored opinions. Just straight facts that put the power back in your hands. Hit subscribe, because the next video might be the most important one you watch before your next truck purchase. The average American is now financing a new pickup truck for over $742 a month. And the dealers are laughing all the way to the bank while you drown in payments on a truck you barely need to upgrade. Here's what they don't put in the commercials. A new full-size truck starts at 40 grand for a bare-bones work truck. By the time you add a crew cab, 4x4, and any option that makes it livable, you're staring at $55,000, $60,000, sometimes $70,000. That is not a truck. That is a mortgage on wheels. And the moment you pull it off the lot, you've already lost 20 to 30% of what you paid. In the first 3 years alone, that truck drops by 40 to 50% in value. You're not buying transportation, you're buying a guaranteed financial loss. And the manufacturers know it. But here's what the industry doesn't want you to figure out. There are specific older truck models, specific years, built with iron block engines and minimal computer interference, sitting on used lots and private driveways right now for $15,000 to $28,000. Trucks that will outlast anything rolling out of a factory today. Mechanics swear by them. Enthusiasts track down these exact model years. And once you understand why, you'll never look at a new truck the same way again. Let's talk about what they're not telling you. The new truck market has a dirty secret. These trucks are not built to last the way they used to be. The push toward fuel economy, mandates, and feature stacking has turned the modern full-size pickup into a rolling computer lab. We're talking active fuel management systems that destroy cylinder walls, turbocharged engines that require obsessive maintenance to hit 150,000 miles without a catastrophic repair, aluminum body panels that cost $3,000 to fix after a parking lot door ding, ADAS recalibration systems that add 30 to 50% to the cost of any collision repair, and dealer software locks that prevent you or any independent shop from diagnosing your own truck without paying for proprietary access. Compare that to a 2014 Silverado 1500 with the 5.3-liter V8. Pull up to any independent mechanic in America and they can rebuild that engine in their sleep. Parts are cheap, they're everywhere. The technology is proven, and that truck was engineered to work, not to wow you at a car show. The repair cost difference is not a small one. The average total repair cost for a vehicle 6 years old or newer hit $5,721 in 2025. For trucks 7 years or older, that number drops by more than half. That gap in your pocket, year after year, is the real story. So let's get specific. Here are the trucks, the exact years, and the reasons smart buyers are hunting them down. The first one on every serious mechanic's list is the Toyota Tundra, second generation. We're talking 2010 through 2021. The 5.7-liter V8 in these trucks, the I-Force, is one of the most overbuilt engines to ever come out of a truck factory. Toyota was so confident in this engine's capability that they rated it at over 10,000 pounds of towing capacity when it launched. Owners are reporting 300,000 miles on these motors with nothing but oil changes and basic maintenance. The transmission is paired directly to that V8 with a simplicity that modern engineers have basically abandoned. The sweet spots are 2015, 2016, and 2017. The 2015 Tundra scored an 81 out of 100 on J.D. Power's quality and reliability ratings. Under 40 NHTSA complaints total for that model year. That's not a typo. Under 40 complaints on a truck that sold hundreds of thousands of units. For comparison, some single complaint categories on new trucks rack up more than that on their own. And on the used market right now, a clean 2015 or 2016 Tundra with the 5.7 V8 is going to run you $22,000 to $30,000 depending on mileage and trim. A new Tundra starts at over $40,000 and climbs fast from there. Now, there is one thing you need to know about the Tundra, and I'm going to be straight with you because that's what this channel does. The earlier 2007 S and the 2012 S had some issues, specifically with the air injection pump, which tends to fail just under 100,000 miles and averages $3,100 to fix. Some of the 2012 models have higher complaint densities than you'd want. Stick to 2015 and later, and you're in the sweet spot. Get a pre-purchase inspection from a Toyota specialist. Check for timing chain tensioner wear, and you're looking at a truck that will still be hauling loads when your neighbor's 2025 EcoBoost is sitting in a dealer's service bay waiting on a back-ordered turbo rebuild kit. The second truck on this list is one that surprises people. The Chevy Silverado 1500, specifically the 2017 and 2018 model years. The third generation Silverado, that's the K2XX generation, ran from 2014 to 2018, and it gets lumped together when it shouldn't be. The early years, 2014 and 2015, had real problems. Air conditioning condenser leaks, transmission shudder, fuel sensor failures. The 2014 alone racked up enough NHTSA complaints to make it one of the worst years in that truck's history. But by 2017 and 2018, GM had ironed those out. The 2017 earned a 5-star overall safety rating from NHTSA, with only 6 recalls. The 2018 scored the highest JD Power rating of that entire generation, 85 out of 100. The fewest complaints by a wide margin. And you're getting the same proven 5.3-liter ECOT EC3 V8. A naturally aspirated engine that every mechanic in the country knows how to work on. No turbos. No complicated boost systems. Just displacement doing its job. A 2017 or 2018 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with the 5.3 V8 in good shape is selling right now between $25,000 and $33,000. A brand new 2025 Silverado with a comparable setup starts at $45,000 before you add a single option. That's a $12,000 to $20,000 gap, and the used truck has already taken its depreciation hit. You're not losing sleep watching a new truck bleed value in your driveway. Here's a number that puts it into perspective. Buyers who finance a new truck today pay an average of $742 a month over the life of their loan. Buyers who finance a well-priced used truck pay closer to $525 a month. Over 5 years, that difference amounts to roughly $12,000. And that's before you factor in that new trucks cost 25% more to insure than trucks that are 8 or more years old. The math is not close. Now let's talk about the Ram 1500 with the 5.7-liter Hemi. And I want to be clear, this engine has earned its reputation. The Hemi has been in production since 2003. It's been refined, but the core design hasn't changed dramatically. And that's exactly what you want in a workhorse. Mechanics who've spent decades under trucks will tell you flat out, the 5.7 Hemi is practically bulletproof when it's maintained. Owners are clearing 200,000, even 250,000 miles on these motors without major engine work. The years to target are 2013, 2014, and then 2017 and 2018. The 2013 Ram 1500 won Motor Trend's Truck of the Year. That's not a small deal. Motor Trend was not handing that award out for sentiment. That truck represented a genuinely well-engineered package at the time, and the 5.7 Hemi paired to the 8-speed automatic in the 2013 to 2014 generation gives you a combination that holds up. What you want to avoid in the Ram lineup, and this is where I'll save you a real headache, is the 2011 and 2012 models. The Hemi tick. This is a known issue in those years tied to the single overhead camshaft design, which doesn't deliver enough lubrication to the cam lifters under certain conditions. It sounds minor until you're looking at a full cam and lifter replacement. Stick with 2013 and later, and you sidestep that problem entirely. A 2014 Ram 1500 with the Hemi in clean condition, 80,000 to 100,000 miles, is sitting at $18,000 to $24,000 on the used market. That's a real truck with real towing capability and a real engine for under $25,000. New Ram 1500s start at $42,000 and climb to $87,000 for the top trim. Think about that, nearly $90,000 for a truck. At what point does a pickup truck stop being a tool and start being a status symbol you can't afford? The fourth truck on this list is the Ford F-150, and here's where it gets interesting, because I'm not going to tell you what Ford wants you to hear. The 2011 and later EcoBoost F-150R are everywhere on used lots, and dealers love to push them. Turbocharged V6, impressive numbers on paper, solid fuel economy, but mechanics who work on them have a different story. The timing chain issues in the first generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost, 2010 to 2014 are real. Carbon buildup chokes airflow. Coolant leaks from turbo fittings get misdiagnosed. And when timing chain guides and tensioners go, you're not looking at a cheap repair. What Ford technicians actually recommend, and this came out from Ford's own service network, is the 5.0-liter Coyote V8, naturally aspirated. No turbos, no intercoolers, no boost-related failure points. When it's maintained, it rewards you with serious longevity and lower long-term costs. The 2012, 2013, and 2014 F-150s with the 5.0 Coyote are the sweet spot. Solid trucks that you can take to any independent shop and get back on the road without a 2-week parts wait. A clean 2013 or 2014 F-150 XLT with the 5.0 V8 and 4x4 is going for $18,000 to $26,000. For that money, you're getting a proven powertrain, a full-size half-ton with real capability, and a truck that won't require dealer-exclusive diagnostic software every time the check engine light comes on. And that brings up the point that nobody at a dealership is going to make for you. The reason older trucks are more repairable isn't just nostalgia, it's engineering. When a new truck goes in for a collision repair, ADAS recalibration adds 30 to 50% to the total bill. One fender bender becomes a $7,000 repair because 3 cameras and 2 radar sensors all need recalibration from a certified facility. The older trucks don't have that problem. A fender is a fender, a headlight is a headlight. You can source parts from any parts store. Any competent mechanic can work on it. That independence, the ability to maintain your own vehicle on your own terms, is something manufacturers are actively engineering out of new trucks. And they're doing it on purpose. Think about what you actually need a truck to do. If the honest answer is haul stuff, tow a trailer, handle rough roads, and get you to work, then a 2016 Tundra or a 2017 Silverado does everything a 2025 model does, for half the price, with half the complexity and half the monthly payment crushing your budget. The people who end up underwater on new trucks aren't bad with money. They walked into a dealership without this information. They got handed a payment sheet instead of a price. They were told the new truck was loaded with value. They didn't know about the $5,700 average repair bill on newer trucks. They didn't know about the 50% depreciation in 3 years. They didn't know that a 2015 Toyota Tundra with the 5.7 V8 had under 40 total NHTSA complaints. Now you do. The final piece of this, and it matters, is that the used truck market right now is genuinely favorable to buyers who know what to target. Prices have come down from the insanity of 2021 and 2022. Inventory has loosened. If you go in with a specific model year, a specific engine, a pre-purchase inspection checklist, and a mechanic you trust, you can walk away from a private seller or a small lot with a $20,000 to $28,000 truck that will serve you for 150,000 more miles without drama. That's not speculation. That's what the owners with 250,000 miles on their Tundras and 220,000 miles on their Hemis are living. The trucks that made it that far weren't brand new. They were chosen smart. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Is the new truck you're considering actually going to do more for you than one of these proven older models? Or are you paying an extra $25,000 for a touchscreen, a payment, and the dealer's commission? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me what you're driving right now or what you're looking at buying. I want to see what this community is working with, because your experience helps everyone watching this. If this put real numbers in your hands, hit that like button and share it with someone who's about to walk into a dealership. Because once they sit down across from that finance manager, it's too late. And subscribe, because next week we're pulling back the curtain on dealer-installed add-ons that cost you thousands at closing and do absolutely nothing for the truck. That one's going to make you angry. I'll see you there. These are the trucks the industry stopped talking about the moment they stopped making them. And there's a reason for that.